Hey, hello guys. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today I got a brand new guest for you guys. I got Mikey Bags of Money is here with us. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. First of all, happy belated birthday. I know you had a birthday recently, and you recently hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So big props to you, man.
Thank you very much. It happened so fast when I got my 1,000 subscribers, and then my birthday was right after, and it was definitely a good weekend. And actually, this morning I just qualified for my hours.
Hey, well,
So
congratulations. Congratulations.
thank
I'm
you,
happy
man.
for
Thank
you,
you.
man. Yeah. Right. Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot
So,
of work. Props to anyone who's tried it. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you just started or if you're way ahead, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm happy to be doing it.
well, you make it look easy when you shoot YouTube videos, so it can be a lot of work. So, Mikey, go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience in case they don't know who you are. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and tell them a little bit about what it is that you do.
Okay, everybody. My name is Mikey Bags of Money, also known as the Charmed LV on Instagram, and my channel is Mikey Bags of Money on YouTube. I am a full-time reseller. I just recently started going into my fourth year of reselling. When I first started, I was in construction, painting and carpentry for a long time since I was a little kid. And I've always been basically a manual labor, but finished carpentry work, crown molding, really nice high-end painting, homes, residential, stuff like that. And I got injured on the job, and so I didn't really know anything about workers' comp or anything. So I had a hernia. It hurt my stomach for a few days. I was like, after a couple days, I was like, I got to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and it was the last day I qualified, luckily. And so I went to the hospital. I told my work, my stuff doesn't feel right. You know, I know exactly when it happened. I just felt something. I thought it was my belt. Something wasn't right. And I'm not a guy that goes to the hospital or anything. I'm just like, I just take the pain, you know. I'm a manly man. And anyways, so work said I waited for surgery. Work said that they were working with the insurance. Meanwhile, they really weren't working with the insurance. So it took, I think, about like 2.5 months. I was working and working because it's really hard to just lose a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like just set my paycheck down, especially when you're used to living, you know, paycheck to paycheck. So I just continued to work, hoping the surgery would come. And oh man, the hernia got so bad that I couldn't work anymore. If you've seen me I was a speaker at the Boss Reseller Remix, and not to be graphic, but the hernia went through my balls, dude. It like dropped down there. It was so bad from just working, you know. Yes, I know.
That that just sounds so painful. I'm sorry, I
Dude,
can't.
it was painful. It was bad. So I finally had to stop working after that. So and then I scheduled the surgery on my own insurance and had to fight with. I'm still actually dealing with it, if you wouldn't believe it, this much later. But so anyways, so while I was recovering from my surgery after months of not making any work, plus a lot, I had to go home a lot early. My wife said I should sell a pocket knife on eBay. I sold a pocket knife on eBay. It sold in like 2 days for $100. And dude, I was so excited to be making money again. I mean, I've had a job since I was 12. I've always, you know, been making money or had a side hustle of some sort. I was so happy to be making money again. I started looking for other stuff around the house. And
Yeah.
then after I started finding stuff around the house, I started finding YouTube, and I learned that you could go to garage sales and thrift stores to find inventory to flip. So I just started going with like a couple bucks a day. I mean, months of not working, you know, your savings dwindle and all that other stuff. So I would go with, you know, a couple bucks just looking for good stuff. Of course, I would buy the wrong stuff. You know, in the beginning, you buy a lot of
Yeah.
the wrong stuff, but that's just part of learning. And I've really enjoyed the process.
Yeah, definitely. I can kind of relate. I've worked at a job before, and I was at work on the job, and I got punched in the face. So I ended up having 4 broken bones in my face, and I had a broken nose, a fractured orbital bone, and all
Oh,
this stuff. And it was one of those things where it's like, you know, the medical department wouldn't release me to go back to work. But then at the same time, the workman's comp people are like, no, we haven't approved you yet in order for you to go see a specialist to be released to go back to work. So if if that's only your one source of income, and all of a sudden they put these handcuffs on you and tell you that you're not allowed to work, it could be a pain in the butt. I ended up driving for Uber and Lyft because I'm not the type of person to just sit at home and do nothing. But I mean, I ended up having to get the lawyers involved just because we couldn't get nothing moving. I wasn't looking for a lawsuit, but it was like I got injured on the job. We have all the evidence here. I got 4 broken bones in my face, and you guys won't move this process along. I can't get approved to see the specialist, and you guys won't release me to return back to work. So what am I supposed to do? You know, I can't just sit at home and not work and not be able to pay my bills. So I definitely can relate. So let's give a shout out here to the people here in the chat. I wanted to give a shout out to Vinny Vaughn is here. Says, hey, awesome. I subscribe to your channel, eBay Addicts. Hey, I appreciate you for coming by and hanging out with us today. I want to give a shout out to 1987 Ventures. Tracy, you were on with Angie and Bobby the Cab Guy, I think, the other day. So I hope you had fun. So just got done shoveling. Time to catch the show. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. I want to give a shout out to Devela Flips. Annie is here. She says, ouch, Mikey, love your shirt.
Thank you.
Says, hey, Jeff. Hey, Devela Flips. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. And she says, I don't even have balls, and that one made me wince. I know, right? I know. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to Eric Hughes is here. And we got the money emojis is here. Yeah, for sure. So, so tell me about your experience with being one of the, you said that you were one of the presenters, one of the speakers there at the Reseller Remix. And I think I saw a photo of you with Rally Roots as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. The Boss Reseller Remix, it was a dream of Katie and Vicky. They're YouTubers. They're a big reason I'm even here and in my inspiration. They're Las Vegas local YouTubers. They also have a live show every Sunday where I think it's one of the best live shows that go down on the internet. They break down their weekly numbers of what they've sold, what they've bought, and then they show you. They just show you every week. So you see that every week. You can see what's attainable. Then they show what you bought and then what they bought and then what's sold. So it's just really informative show. I learned so much from that. So they invited me to share my experience of becoming a reseller. I was on a local Las Vegas panel with a couple other Las Vegas locals. And we just shared our experience of starting reselling, what it's brought to our life. And that's where I told my famous ball chop story. So a lot of people have new nicknames for me after that, and I even heard a titty ringer story after that. So both sides, both sexes can definitely understand the pain I went through. But the Boss Reseller Remix, it was so cool. They had like so many YouTubers that came. Rally Roots, Harry Tornado, Lavender Clothesline, Niche Lady, and Thrifting Las Vegas were there, plus a bunch of others. And it was just really cool to meet everyone and hang out with everyone. There was actually a social media contest where if you portrayed the story the best way through social media, you won $500. And I was the lucky winner of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was very exciting. And with that, I bought a GoPro. So I've used a GoPro a little bit on my YouTube channel. So just investing back into it all. But like I said, the whole experience was incredible. Everyone was like so friendly and the reselling community is a wonderful community. And we all just gathered in Las Vegas and had a good time. We shared stories. Yeah. We went down to Fremont. We partied. I mean, it was a good time for sure.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to meet, Wade Ventures was there. Casey the Rockstar Flipper was there. Zombie Bargain Hunter. Do you know who Zombie Bargain Hunter is? You get a chance to meet him?
I met him. I met him. I hung out. I talked to him a few times. All those people were there. They were so great to meet. And like I said, so many people. The Zombie Bargain Hunter had a great picture on Fremont Street. If you saw that, he might have got arrested. I don't know. I think he's got a YouTube video on it. So
right. Okay, but it sounds like you had a great time. So tell me, what kind of led you to starting your YouTube channel? Because you haven't been on that long, maybe 6 months, 8 months.
6 months.
Eblis says that we met Mike at the Remix. Says he's a cool dude. Glad we connected. Yeah, we're talking about a Las Vegas meetup they had not too long ago. So
Dave was there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So tell us what led you to starting your YouTube channel, because you kind of you're like the motto of your channel is like buy, sell, eat. So tell us what's all behind that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my channel's been going almost 6 months. I think 5 months and 3 weeks or something like that. I just calculated. September 5th, I think, was my first video.
Yeah.
And the wife, my wife, Courtney, she's my super wife, Super Court. She's on some live streams with me on Friday. But we kind of like, we enjoy watching YouTube, and we enjoy watching Vegas YouTube. We enjoy watching people eat, travel, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm kind of inspired by those people.
Yeah.
And then I'm also a reseller, and I know I'm a member of the reselling community. I like all resellers. I just love talking with resellers. I've learned so much from reselling YouTube. Pretty much everything I know came from experience, YouTube and Instagram, and talking with friends that I've met through those channels.
Yeah.
So I won the List Perfectly grand prize giveaway. It was like a Chromebook, a free month of List Perfectly, and some other stuff. And they kind of asked if I would video it or something, post
Yeah.
it or something. So I
Right.
decided to do an unboxing. And then I was like, I'm going to throw some garage sale footage on the end, because we live in Las Vegas and we can garage sale so often. So I threw those two together. I put it out there finally. I mean, we thought about doing YouTube for a while, but I finally just put it out there. And the first comment I got from a friend was, turn your camera sideways the next time.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah, I was so happy to get that comment too. I was like, thank you. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that really helps you, not someone saying, oh, I enjoyed it, your camera was sideways, and don't say
Well,
nothing.
Well, that's the way that you learn with anything. It's just like when you start reselling on eBay, you kind of skin your knees and skin your elbows, and you're like, well, I won't buy that item anymore. Or, hey, this is a hot selling brand. Let me go buy more of that. So it's kind of the same way with YouTube. When you're first getting started, you kind of bash into the walls a few times before you get it right. But I kind of enjoy your vlog style videos. You always look like you're happy and you're having a good time. The other day he was shooting it. Sometimes I'm in people's YouTube videos, but I don't comment, because when I comment, I have to respond to 20 people saying hello. But you were at the casino gambling, and he like lost $30 at the casino. And then he was walking down the street, and he says, it's dangerous out here, guys. There's knives on the street. And then he says, well, it's a plastic knife, but there's still knives out here on the street. And I was just laughing and laughing. It was because you just, you don't take yourself too seriously, and you're always looking to have a good time. And then you had that meet up with Sonny, and you guys had a few beers, and you went to the Goodwill bin. So tell us a little bit about that. Here's Sonny is here in the chat, and one of your buddies was there. The Rural Squirrel was there with you guys there. So tell us about what happened at the beers and bins video. Tell them about what you guys did.
Okay, well, you hit it on the head. I am all about the buy, sell, eating, and I'm on a whole different level here. I mean, there's a lot of great resellers, and you can learn a lot of information from them. I'm not like the greatest teacher. I like absorbing information, but I like giving some back. I'm like a sponge. I absorb a lot, but I try to give some back. And I don't take myself too seriously. I like to have a good time and fun and have a lighthearted nature. I like to make you guys laugh and just have a good time. So Sonny and Kristen, a rural squirrel, they were having a battle. I think a rural squirrel travels around the country and to go to different bins, and now she's YouTubing it and trying to meet up with different YouTubers.
Really?
So she challenged Sonny. And then Sonny, I think Sonny came on my live stream. He's like, hey, I'm going to the bins on Monday. You want to go? So I was like, it's my birthday. I'll go. So Sonny also does a drinking show like Thirsty Thursdays, and he's never tried an 805. And I'm always, on Friday night, I drink the 805s. We play a little slots. We have a little fun. We just like a lifestyle on Friday. And so I brought some 805s to try. And, I can't just bring an 805 for Sonny. So I did have to bring an extra. So when Sonny first got there, we popped some tops. We chatted. I met Sonny once before at a reseller event that Katie and Vicky hosted. He's really cool dude. I really enjoy hanging out with Sonny and hope to do it more. So yeah, we popped some beers, and then after the bins, I popped a beer with Kristen, and she was so cool to me. And it's so fun meeting other YouTubers and resellers and people that know what you go through. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a not a huge amount of people do this stuff.
Well, you know, it can be lonely when you're in your room and you're trying to edit videos or you're working on ideas to shoot videos, and then you're in your room just scanning and listing and posting stuff on eBay. You're kind of doing it solo, so you don't really have that water cooler type of event where you can sit around and talk about, you know, sports or the weather, because you're kind of in your own little area by yourself, and a lot of people can't really relate if they're not a reseller, you know.
Yeah,
So
when I first started, okay, I was part of like a construction crew, a team. There was 4 or 5 of us, and always some, you know, coming and going. But I was so used to always like the team and the core to accomplish the mission, that when I was at home and not with my work buddies and not being part of a team, and when I first was taking my tape measure that I used to measure wood and crown molding with, I was now measuring clothes with my same one, you know, my
right.
and I really did miss people and the team effort and just the, you know, the force of the group to accomplish the mission, to paint a whole house, to put up crown molding in one day, or to get it rushed. And I really did find more like friendships and just people to talk to through Instagram really helped. And watching people on YouTube is kind of like your friends are, you know, there are virtual friends for sure, and coworkers.
Yeah. For sure. Hey, Mikey, let me say hello to a few people here in the chat. I want to give a shout out to Sunny, Las Vegas is here. Eblis Reseller Solutions. Kelly Reseller Louise is here. Hey, Kelly Reseller Louise, if you get a chance, if you can drop Mikey's link in the chat so people can follow him on YouTube. I wanted to give a shout out to Devela Flips. Annie is here. The Rural Squirrel is here. And I wanted to give a shout out to Joe is here in the chat. Says, hey, guys, Mikey has fun videos about Vegas and thrifting. I wanted to say hey to Tracy, and Vinny is here. Says love Super Court. So I wanted to make sure. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I said hello to Groovy Society. Says just sub. Excited to have Mikey here. Yeah, thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with us today. And I wanted to say hey to Nina J is here. Says hi all. So I got to put you on the spot here, Mikey. You got to tell us a story about how you met Mike Tyson. You got to tell us this. How to tell us the story about how this happened.
Okay, Mike Tyson is a Las Vegas local, and they have a farmer's market. It's the same farmer's market that they also have a car show in. It's on Eastern Avenue. So Saturdays they have a car show. Sundays they have a farmer's market. And it was Mother's Day, man, like maybe 4 years ago. Now I got a picture with Mike, but I didn't post it because Mikey Bags, I don't put people on blast, and I don't know if he's got multiple women he might be giving flowers to or something like that on Mother's Day. So I was like, I'm not going to even post the picture that it was Mother's Day, because anyways, I ramble. Anyways, I wasn't going to post a picture of Mike saying Mother's Day in case one mother got a gift and one mother didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I see Mike, and he's buying some stuff from someplace, and I'm with my wife, the super court, and we're like, oh, that's Mike Tyson. That's Mike Tyson. And he really, the guy, Mike Tyson is like that. And anyways, my wife said, do you want a picture? I usually don't bother people for pictures, but I was like, Iron Mike, I got to. So I was like, hey, Mike, it's Mike. And then shook his hand, you mind if I take a picture? And boom, we took the picture. And he was a cool dude. He was just starting his show in Las Vegas. So, I mean, it was like 4 years ago. Anyways,
Yeah.
It was a cool dude. I got my picture. Iron Mike, I wouldn't rat you out, buddy. Mikey Bags. You guys, I like to have other resellers on my channel so I can kind of show my perspective and my take on them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yeah.
when they're on their channels, the people just see them kind of through their camera or whatever. I like to capture other people through my camera and just kind of show their essence and stuff. So I just like to have fun.
Yeah, yeah. I got to meet Muhammad Ali once before he passed away in Louisville, Kentucky. They have a big Muhammad Ali museum, and I went there
Yeah.
one day, and I was just going by. I just bought a ticket like everybody else, and he was just happened to be there at the museum, and they have big robes and videos and boxing gloves and all this different stuff in the museum, and he was there taking pictures of people. So we were all there taking pictures, and I'm standing right next to him in line to get a photo made with him. And so I have to take my fist like this, and I put it up right next to his jaw like this. And he didn't say a word. He just kind of looked at me, and he points at me, and he goes like this. so I got to actually meet him one time before he passed away. And so it's always cool when you get to meet a celebrity, and also when it's already in that environment where you're not like bothering them at the grocery store or the gas station, where it's already kind of set up to do kind of a meet and greet type of deal. So yeah, that's awesome. So
Yeah, for sure. The first celebrity I saw when I moved to Las Vegas was Chum Lee. You know Chum Lee from Pawn Stars?
yeah.
And he was in World Market, and I was like, oh, Chum Lee. And then my wife's like, you want to take a picture with him? I'm like, nah, I'm cool. You know, I don't want to bother him. He was actually in the book section. You would never
Yeah.
expect that. But that's
Right.
where
He was trying to hide. No one would find him there. That's it. So Mikey, tell us a little bit about your reselling adventures, man. Where is it that you like to go source? Do you have a certain niche that you kind of stick to, or just whatever you could get a good deal on? So let's talk about that for a little bit.
I try to, when I first started, like I said, I would sell anything. And then I noticed some things didn't sell as fast or as profitable. You know, I mean, when I first started, I was so excited for if one sale happened, it was a miracle, you know, whether it was $1 or $10, it was just a miracle that a sale happened. But over time, you learn that, like I said, some things sell faster. So nowadays, I really try to concentrate on things with a good sell-through rate. Like I try to get to at least 100% sell-through rate. And if
Yeah.
it has 100% sell-through rate, I'll pick it up, whether it's, you know, $3 profit or $60 profit, just because I know it's going to sell. So, and I'm trying to just work my average sales price up all the time. And that's pretty much what I'm going after. Things you can look up. I don't know, like some of the vintage clothing styles and, you know, glassware, some of it's just hard to look up. It doesn't have serial numbers, or, you know, there's just not a lot of information. I really like stuff that I can type a number in, you know, check it out, and then get easy information.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of struggles with the thing about looking up comps and looking up, you know, how many of them sold in the past 90 days. Because sometimes I'll be out somewhere, let's say at a thrift store, and I got to pick up a TV remote for 50 cents, and maybe it'll sell for 20 bucks, but it might sit on the shelf for 3 to 6 months for the item to sell. So I guess you got to kind of have a little bit of a balance of, you know, maybe longer tail items that sit there for a while, but you have higher profit margins. And then, like you said, maybe other items that sell quicker that have like a higher sell-through rate. So since you've been a full-time reseller now for 4 years, I usually ask our guests if you can give us maybe your top 3 tips or piece of advice to help out other resellers. So if they want to become a full-time reseller, maybe not saying they're working a dead-end job, but maybe they're working a construction job or a job that they don't like, and you know, they want to kind of make money on eBay on the side, or they want to become a full-time reseller. What advice would you have for them to help them become full-time resellers?
All right. Well, the number one advice I would give is get started in some way or some form. Just like when I started on YouTube, I just put out that first video and took whatever hit was going to come. So you got to just start listing stuff. You got to decide where you want to list, and you got to just start listing stuff. Stuff from around the house is the best way to start because you don't put any money in it. Apple chargers, old phones, computer stuff really sells good. Old video games, I mean, all that stuff is easy to list. It sells good. Number 2, you got to be consistent. I mean, if you can't just work, you can't list one thing a day and expect to sell 5 things a day. So you got to just put in the work. You got to try to develop yourself a schedule of listing. I mean, whether it be in the morning, at night, you just got to try to consistently do it as best as you can. Because I mean, nobody's perfect. So it's just the best you can. And number 3, I would say, look stuff up. I always say look stuff up. I mean, some stuff you think is cool or is going to go or goes for a lot at the store, and it has 0 resale value. So I used to like just guess more, you know, or think things were cool. Now I just look it up. I mean, it's so much easier to look it up, and you'll be amazed at some things that sell for a lot. So that'd be my 3, I think.
Yeah, I think sometimes we all get into that funk where it's like you're shopping for you to buy something that you think is cool, or an item that you like, or an item that you think would sell, but the data doesn't actually say the item would sell that quickly. And then you get home and you're like, oh, it's been 90 days and this item's still sitting here. I could have swore it would have sold real quick, you know?
Yeah,
So hey,
for sure.
we got some comments here in the chat real quick. Groovy Society says, tell us about the airplane engines. So I don't
Okay,
know what
well,
that's about. So go ahead.
well, shout out to Groovy Society. That's my mom. She's always in my live streams and stuff. So, and this would always be Rural Squirrel's question I saw in the chat. So that's my dog. The airplane engines. Probably my first summer when I started, I picked up a box. Well, I first saw a remote control, and it was a big remote control. And I asked the people, I think it was only $5 for the remote control. And I thought it would be so cool that if I didn't look it up, and I just thought it would be cool. And if it wasn't worth anything, I'd give it to my nephews to play with, because it was just like a big old airplane controller. Anyways, so then I look at this box over here to the right, and it's these metal parts and boxes. And the gal's like, do you want that? And I was like, I don't even know what it is, but would you take 15 for the box? And she's like, okay. So I grabbed this big old box of stuff. I found out there were model airplane engines like on the way to the car, and and Courtney was in the car, and I was like, we're in the model airplane business now. And then someone actually too from the back's like, there's one more here. So they brought the other box out there, and the model airplane engines, they were like German and Japanese vintage airplane engines, and I sold all of them. They sold quick too. I did a combination of auction and just selling them for $1,500 for all of them. Yeah, the biggest one sold for like $600. It was amazing. Like,
I like it that you just load it in the car and say, well, we're in the model airplane business now. Load it up in the car. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I had no idea. I found a couple cents. Like, whenever you find something cool like that, then it's already in your Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. So I found some, but never that kind of haul. Hopefully I run into it again. So all you guys, if you see model airplane engines, check them out.
All right, awesome. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Kelly Reseller. Louise is here, and the Flippin' Accountant is here. If you guys haven't got a chance, go check out the Flippin' Accountant YouTube channel. And I want to give a shout out to Sonny, Las Vegas. He says, that's awesome, Mikey. We got a question in the chat from Rural Squirrel. Says, Mikey Bags of Money, what is your favorite flip so far? So would that be your favorite flip, those model planes?
I think so. It was the most profitable one. So, I mean, that's always the funnest, the biggest one.
All right, cool. Sonny says, hey, Mikey, can you tell everyone about your videos and your live schedule for your YouTube channel?
Okay, well, the more I try to put out, the more it gets delegating, or the harder it is to balance it all. But currently, as of right now, I'm putting out videos Sunday and Wednesday, and then I live stream on Thursdays. My live stream on Thursday is a unique live stream. I just kind of walk around Vegas with some objectives to accomplish, and it's usually around thrifting or reselling. Buy, sell, eat is my motto. So last Thursday, I went and sold some clothes to the Buffalo Exchange. We all went in there live, on the camera. We went into the Buffalo Exchange. I sold some clothing so I could go have some fun after that. I was hoping to get a beer, some tacos, and I was going to walk the rest of the way, you saw, to go gamble. I was going to try to make $100 or $1 million, whichever came first.
Right.
Playing the slots. I knew I was going to lose. I mean, you're going to lose. Anyway, so it's part of the adventure. And I just like to have fun and just show everyone a little bit of my town and have a good time. The week before that, I bought a lamp for my wife on a little drawing. I had like a little sketch artist drawing of this lamp that she saw a month before. And I went to the store and I showed it to the employee and he knew it immediately. It's fun. I try stuff, new foods. I tried vegan tacos. I tried boba. And I just bring everyone along in the chat to experience it with me. And they also have a say in what happens. When I was in the Buffalo Exchange, everyone was looking up the comps for me because I don't have my phone. And people look up the comps, and then we decide if I should get the item or not. So it's kind of like interactive. People definitely have an opinion and stuff. So that's on Thursdays. It's all experimental and interactive. And Friday night, my wife and I, we go to Las Vegas on the Strip or around, and we wine and dine and just have a good time. And we enjoy other people who show Las Vegas streams. So I just participate by giving my little stream back.
Yeah, we have Mikey's channel. Mikey Bags of Money channel is linked down below in the description. You guys can follow him on YouTube and Instagram. I like Mikey because he doesn't take himself too seriously. Everything is kind of loose. It's kind of laid back, and he makes me laugh even when he's not trying to. So it's just kind of sit back and relax a little bit. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to MD Picker is here in the chat. Says, hey all, thanks for coming by and hanging out. Says Mikey is so much fun online and in person. We had a question from a rural squirrel. Says, Mikey, what is the one thing you thought would flip super quickly and hasn't moved at all?
A couple of Disney shirts. I had this one Disney shirt that was like black and Mickey was all neon and he was all puffy paint and the sleeve rolled up to a pink sleeve. And I thought this thing was the coolest shirt. And it took like, man, 18 months to sell. It finally just sold. I almost thought about giving it away because it was so beautiful and someone needed to appreciate it, but it just wasn't appreciated. I don't know. I would say that one. Sometimes you think you have a banger of a shirt and just no one wants it.
That's the way it is with eBay. And then sometimes you'll just sell some random item you thought no one would want to buy. And then you're like, yep, that's eBay. Somebody wants to buy this item that you think no one would want to buy. It's something that you've never seen or heard of. It is some oddball item and it sells. Question in the chat says, I trust your opinion. Where is the best sushi on the strip, on the Las Vegas strip?
Oh, man, sushi on the strip. I don't eat sushi on the strip. I would have to defer to one of my friends or the Google, but my favorite sushi off the strip is a place called Jenga. And I like to say Jenga because it excites me. I love eating at that sushi place. Back in the day, they used to have giant posters on the walls of the sushi chef, like they were Iron Chefs. So I just dug it. That's where I first started enjoying sushi. So Jenga is my go-to off the strip.
So, Mikey, I know that you kind of, you have kind of a laid-back personality, but we're still early in the year. It's in February still, so we're only 2 months into the year. What would be 3 goals that you have for yourself this year? Maybe related to YouTube or maybe your reselling business. What would be like 3 goals or 3 projects that you're going to be working on this year for 2022?
Okay, I really like to scale up my eBay business, and that's going to probably be buying in bulk or hiring an employee. So I really want to be able to do a little more of that so I can spend less time there and more time in other places. I'm always searching for time. You guys all know it's finding the time all day long to accomplish the stuff you want to accomplish. And then my other goal would be to find more time to relax, to hang out with my wife, the super core, and just enjoy some more nature and maybe some more vacations. We've been grinding pretty hard for the last 2 years. So more time, more money. And then I would really like to see my YouTube channel grow and to enhance my live experiences and my ideas just for coming along with me and showing people different things that they might not never see unless they were looking through my eyes and I'm taking them through the doors.
Yeah,
So,
I kind of like your vlog style videos. And Mikey just recently got his hours on YouTube, so he's officially monetized. So everybody in the chat, so once you get, I know you got to send your thing in to get reviewed, but once you get reviewed by YouTube, you should be up and running and monetized soon. So I'm excited for you. How many items you currently have listed right now on eBay?
I think I only have about 850 or 820 or something like that. I used to have over 1,000 for quite some time, but I just haven't been able to battle it back up.
Yeah, I got a quick question. Does she work a full-time job or does she just help you with your reselling business?
No, my wife, I wouldn't be in the reselling business if it wasn't for my wife and her full-time job, especially when I first learned and didn't make anything. I mean, it's been a lot of investing time to get the knowledge to be able to learn to buy the right stuff and all that. But she's a full-time executive, so she works very hard, like 60 hours a week, and she helps me with any kind of customer concerns. She can write one heck of an email. So anytime I got anything major customer related, and she also comes out sourcing with me on Saturdays. I mean, I drag her along. She's so nice because, I mean, Saturdays is the best day for us resellers to go make money at the garage sales. And she comes with me practically every Saturday morning, jumps in the car, and we go looking for the deals. So, yeah. And she's just a hard worker, and she knows so much about like antiques, products, and all that stuff. She would be a much better reseller than I ever could be. but she's in the executive corporate world right now.
Yeah, well, I bet when you work a full-time job and you work 60 hours a week, you come home, you just kind of want to sit in the air conditioning and chill and relax. You probably don't want to go home and crank out a bunch of listings and deal with, customer returns and all, someone left you a negative feedback and all that stuff. So, hey, I wanted to give a shout out real quick to that reseller guy is here. Says, hey, guys, missed the start. We'll catch the replay this weekend. Hey, thanks, man, for coming by and hanging out. And we have a question from Groovy Society. Says, what is your favorite and least favorite part of doing YouTube?
My favorite part, I really enjoy going live and taking people to go see stuff. That I just really get a good kick out of that. Every time I've tried, like I said, I tried some boba tea, and quite a few people have never even tried it, including myself. And just to be able to go share that experience with them. I ate some tacos yesterday that were so good. And whenever someone says they want to lick the screen, I don't know. I giggle inside. and yeah. I understand. The food does look so good. Like I said, I watch other people vlog and do that stuff, so I really enjoy it. And my least favorite is probably just the hours that I've been putting into it, because I'm not all dialed in with everything. I'm still learning a lot of stuff, and it's just a lot of time suck. And I mean, it's just been a major investment of time and some money to get some nicer stuff to make it go nicer when I'm streaming. So yeah, to get monetized and hopefully to actually see something come back from it besides the feeling of fun would be fantastic. And the Super Court would definitely like to see that also. So I'm very happy I accomplished that. I mean, that's step one. So it's very exciting for me.
Yeah, I would say hands down the best part about YouTube is just the whole reseller community, when you get to have the camaraderie and hang out with your friends and I guess co-workers, and you get to meet new people. So that by far is the best part of YouTube. And probably the least favorite part is there's a community of people that don't like resellers. And so they're not shy to let you know about it if they think that you're somehow ripping people off, poor people, by buying something at the Dollar Tree or buying something at the thrift store that you found for 50 cents that's been sitting there for 6 months. They think that you're somehow ripping poor people off. So you know how it is.
Yeah.
Right. So,
for sure.
So anyways, we had a question here in the chat. Says, what is the one item that you saw another reseller or just a person pick up that you wish you had snagged before they got it? Does that happen to you?
Well, I have a buddy that he's almost a reseller collector, but he goes and picks the same racks at a Goodwill that I go to. And he's like always beating me there by 5 minutes or something, man. And he snagged a few things. I did show it in one of my videos. He snagged a Phoenix Suns jersey champion. It was just in such nice condition. And that one I shed a little tear for. And he got something else good, but I get some good stuff in front of him. He shed some tears. I found this awesome Chicago Bulls shirt with all the rings on it, pro player vintage, like 6. It's beautiful. And he was, a little, and we trade back and forth if we find some stuff. So anyways, I'm not too heartbroken, but I sure do wish I had that jersey in my collection.
All right, cool. I wanted to give a shout out real quick to this overstuffed house. Says some of us resellers are the poor people. I wanted to give a shout out to Certified Wrestling Podcast. Says my wife says I'm ripping people off, and Sonny says my wife puts all the money in a savings account, so I'm still poor with money. Man, I can relate, dude. Every week when I get a paycheck from my regular job, I put the money into a separate savings account, and sometimes it can be tempting to be like, I have money in this savings account. Let's just sneak in there and go grab it. But you got to kind of have a savings account set aside for a rainy day, or try to save up for an emergency fund. Or just save up. Maybe you want to get a nicer, newer vehicle down the road, and you got some money saved up, and you could just pay cash and not have to worry about car payments. So, Mikey, go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about something about yourself that they don't know about right now. What would be one thing that not keep it PG-13, but what is one thing that you can share about their audience that they don't know about you, so they can kind of get to know you a little bit better?
Well, I'm married to the Super Court. And I have a golden retriever. He's my best buddy. We hang out all the time. I really like nature and outdoors. We were exercising a lot more until I got into a small car accident and I started YouTube. So The combination of the two, I haven't been riding on my bicycle as much, but last year I rode over 1,600 miles on my bicycle, and my wife joins me for a lot of them, and we ride on the road. I ride mountain bikes in the mountains, in the dirt, going off little jumps and stuff, having a good time. So we also ride Wednesday night in Las Vegas. We haven't done it in a few months, but we're going to get back to it because the weather's good. There's like between 1 and 500 people, and we all line up like on Fremont Street, and we just cruise around downtown for about 2 hours. A whole bunch of people, and everyone's got like tricycles. There's some kids. People are partying. They like tap beers on bike to bike. We go through like a valet at the Stratosphere, and just seeing people's faces when, you know, a couple hundred bicyclists go through the valet. It's so fun. So I'm an avid cyclist. I even put a cycling video out on my like third or fourth. I had the footage. I needed to try to just, you know, be able to make videos. So I put that one out there. I don't know if I have enough courage to put out another cycling video on my channel, because I mean, I'm so reseller heavy right now in Vegas, but I would really love to put out more cycling videos for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. Just maybe just kind of like over the shoulder type of thing, you know. So that'd be awesome. I wanted to just give a shout out real quick. This overstuffed house that I had an accident last May that caused me to have a dislocated hip, 2 pinched nerves in my spine, had to quit my job and cannot lift more than 10 pounds or bend to the floor. Yeah, man, I tell you, I had a dislocated hip about a year or so as well. I had to go to the chiropractor and they had to pop it back in. And it says reselling now has become my income. So those who think that we are all rich with our side hustle, they are wrong. Well, the thing is with reselling is that, you know, we talk about it all the time, is that you may have a really good month and make a good chunk of money one month, but then you have to take your capital and kind of reinvest it into your business the following month, so you have inventory to keep selling on eBay. So it's not like you can just say, oh, I cashed in this month and we made $8,000 or $10,000 and I could just sit at home next month and do nothing. You got to take a good chunk of that money and reinvest it to buy more inventory for the following month. So Sonny says, gotta go bike riding with Mikey sometime. Devela Flip says, wow, that is awesome. And the Rule Squirrel says, you're a cyclist. I'm down for a ride. So hey, we got awesome. A bunch of stuff going on. So all right, Mikey, tell people where they can check you out at on YouTube and Instagram. I'm trying to keep Mike on about 45 minutes, and we're at 42 mark now. So tell people where they can go by and follow you and check you out at on YouTube and Instagram.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, I appreciate you having me on your show, man. And I could just keep gabbing with you. Sometimes I can't stop myself is my problem. But you guys can find me. My channel is Mikey Bags of Money here on YouTube. I am a reseller, Las Vegas, just chill guy, lifestyle enthusiast. I like to show you guys a good time and drop a couple knowledge bombs to make a few bucks. My Instagram account is at the Charmed LV. That's my main one. I also have a Mikey Bags of Money account, but mostly it's at the Charmed LV. And you guys can hit me up there anytime, any questions or any suggestions. And I just really appreciate everyone who's came in and subbed and supported. And even from the beginning, when my videos weren't that great, I really appreciate you guys that have been there since the beginning. And my mom's always hanging out and everyone. So I just appreciate everybody. And thank you, Mom.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I wanted to give a quick shout out to the people here in the chat. The Cap Guy, man, I saw you were on with Adam the other day. And then he did another live right after that with Angie Resells. Want to give a quick shout out to the Rule Squirrel. Javela Flips Annie says sub. Yeah, I'm subscribed to Mikey Bags of Money. If you guys aren't subscribed, all the links are going to be down below for YouTube and Instagram. This overstuffed house is here. Says, luckily I inherited 3 estates, but not like all that stuff from antique dealers. I still thrift for certain things, but the rest is clearing out what I inherited. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. I want to give a shout out to Sunny Las Vegas here in the chat. And anybody else that I missed in the chat today, I want to give a quick shout out to. Thank you guys for joining us. Do you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom you can leave us with, Mikey?
Enjoy life. Don't take stuff too seriously. Life is grand. Don't dwell in the negative. I mean, we're living in a wonderful world of time. We can talk to each other on the phone. Things are good. Look at my awesome shirt. I mean, just let's have a good time. And thank you so much for having me again.
Yeah, guys. Well, go ahead and follow our guest. Like I said, all the links are going to be down below for YouTube, Instagram. I subscribe to his channel. His channel is growing. And just like a week or so ago, he hit 1,000 subscribers, and now he's at like 1,400. So you'll be at 2,000 before you know it. So go ahead and follow our guest, Mikey Bags of Money. Until then, I will see you guys later on this weekend. I'll try to have a video out for you then. You guys have a great weekend. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jeff. See you guys.
See ya.